conclusion na. So, what can I give the wives who are watching? What advice can I give them? Maybe the advice that I can give is you need to be patient. Kasi God is the one who does the changing. He is the one changing your husband and you. So be merciful. God has been merciful to all of us. You need to do the same to your husband. Focus on your own walk with God. Kasi the time that you spend looking at your husband to see if God has changed him is the time you look away from God. You are always filled with the Spirit. You should always be filled with the Spirit because the overflow of the Holy Spirit will enable you to do all these things. Finally, you need to pray aggressively. Pray the way David prayed in the Psalms. Yung parang pinagdasal niya, Lord, tanggalin mo sila sa book of life. Tanggalin mo yung mga pangalan nila. Isumbong mo lahat yun kay God. It's not wrong to do that because you're submitting it to God. Ikaw yung masama if ikaw mismo yung magbubura ng pangalan nila, pero you're leaving it up to God. So don't worry. It's not wrong to pray that way. Submit all your worries and hurts to God, not to your husband. Kasi your husband already knows how much he has hurt you. Telling him over and over again won't knock sense into him. It may do the opposite and push him away. For a husband who is in a similar situation today, if you are watching, I know how you feel. I know the feeling of being trapped by sin. I know the feeling of trying to do the right thing, but you end up doing the wrong thing. No husband wakes up in the morning and plans to destroy his marriage. These things are caused by sin, and sin will take you farther and deeper than you wanted to go. You think you can control it, but you really can't. Without Christ in our lives, we are slaves to sin. The only way to get out of this is you need to give the Bible's instructions on marriage a chance. Kasi if you haven't read the Bible, then what do you have to lose? Without Christ in our lives, we are slaves to sin. The only way to get out of this is to check out what the Bible is really saying. Tapos you decide. You'll find out God's design is so great that you'll say, why didn't we learn about this before? Bakit hindi ko nabasa to dati? Lastly, give Jesus the control of your life. Hindi ka ba napapagod? Ako, when I was in that situation, pagod na pagod ako. I was so stressed. I wasn't sleeping right. I wasn't eating right. And I thought I could control everything. Na you might feel that you wanted to be in two places at once, pero it won't work. You'll just get tired. Nakakapagod trying to please two people. You'll never be happy that way. So there is hope. And it's better to please God. So try this muna. And everything will follow. I promise. Kasi I'm promising God's will. So in Matthew 6:33, it says, but seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. So, what is love the second time around for you?
The second time around. Love the second time around. Well, we would often talk to couples who has, struggles in their marriages. Couples who are struggling in their marriages. They would share that they no longer feel love and that it is already impossible to restore their relationships. They would give us all the reasons why remaining married will no longer work for them. Tapos tayo and I would share our testimony. We would tell them na we didn't talk to each other for how many years? We had no intimacy for years. We only had resentment for each other. That was the worst situation we can find ourselves in a season of marriage. Adding to that, the adulterous relationship, the consequences of that affair. In the world standards, those are enough reasons to separate, right? But, you know, the best years of our marriage, happened after the storm. My husband blesses me so much. I truly see Christ in him. And even though our contrasting personalities and the consequences of our past decisions remain, it's still there. Hindi naman yun nawala eh. You know, I am constantly reminded that God is with us.
So for me, what is love the second time around? Our God is a God of second chances. He wants you to have an abundant life, and He wants that life to be full of joy. He wants to demolish strongholds in your life. He wants to set you free. Our marriage is a miracle only by God's grace. You agree?
I agree.
So, what is it like to love the second time around? It's amazing. So, yun lang yung ano.
That's
the
our